Good morning, students. Today we have to discuss the second form of business, that is your partnership. In this period we have to discuss regarding the meaning, features, merits and demerits of partnership. Partnership is the relationship between two and more persons who have agreed to share the profits of the business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. Or you can say it is an agreement between two and more persons to carry on legal business with profit motive. Now come to the features of the partnership firm. Number one, two or more person, agreements, lawful business, joint risk bearing, profit sharing ratio, mutual agency, unlimited liability, registration, continuity, shared, decision making and control. Now come to number one, two and more person. There must be two or more person in the partnership. Earlier it was minimum 2, maximum 20, and in case of banking it is 10. But now in revised Partnership Act 2013, the maximum number of partners is 100. Then number 2, agreement. The relationship between partners emerges due to agreement among them. For entering an agreement, the partners should be competent to enter the agreement. The agreement may be either in written form or oral form. Then number 3, lawful business. Partners should be for the purpose of understanding lawful business. Thus, more holding of property by two and more persons jointly without the aim of doing business is not partnership. Further, the business should be lawful. Thus, doing robbery or small or similar unlawful activities jointly does not constitute as a partnership. Then joint risk bearing and share profit ratio. All the partners bear the business risks jointly. Similarly, they share the profit and loss of the business in proportion agreed upon by them or in their profit sharing ratio, which was mentioned in the partnership deed. Then come to mutual agency. There is a mutual agency relationship among partners. Thus, each partner acts as a principal as well as an agent. It implies that what a partner does in the course of business operation, other partners are bound by this, including the partners who may not be participate in business affairs. Then come to unlimited liability. Like sole trading concerns, the liability of the partners are also unlimited. They are utilize their private properties for settlement of the business debts if the property of the business is insufficient to meet the liability of the business. Then come to restriction on transfer of interest. There is restriction on transfer of interest of partners in the firm. The interest may be transferred only after the agreement of all the partners. Then share decision making and control. All the partners are entitled by law to make part in the management to other partners, and major policy decisions are made by jointly. Then continuity. Legally, partnership comes to an end when any partner retires, dies or becomes insolvent. However, if the remaining partner wants to continue the business in the same name, they can do it after settling the claim of the concerned partner. Then registration, it is mandatory nowadays, but in the past it was optional. But nowadays, that whatever may be the form of business, the business must be registered as per the rules and guidelines provided by the government. Then next is your merits of partnership. Number one, larger financial resources, better management ability, better decision making, sharing of risks, secrecy of information, flexibility. Large financial resources as compared to the sole proprietorship and joint Hindu family business, the financial resources of partners are larger because of capital contribution from many partners. Better management ability in partnership, the management ability of all the partners can be pooled together, which results in better management ability of the firm. Further, since the business may be taken on comparatively larger basis, outside management professionals may be employed. Better decision making, there is a better decision making in partnership as decisions are made after considerable decision among the partners. Then sharing of risks. The risk of the business is divided among the partners, but in case of sole trading concern, the total risks bear by the sole trader. But in case of partnership, all the business risks are distributed among the partners. Then maintenance of secrecy. There is a suitable secrecy of sensitive information as partnership. As partnership firm is not required to share its financial results with others. Sometimes this secrecy is very essential for the success of the business, but it is not highly maintainable because secrecy is known to all the partners. Sometimes the secrecy may be disclosed by the dishonest partners. Flexibility. There is a flexibility in choosing, adding or closing of the business, as only the consent of all the partners is required. In a dynamic business environment which results in change in product demand from time to time, flexibility of doing business is quite important. Then come to limitation of partnership or demerit of partnership, unlimited liability, possibility of conflict among partners, delay in decision making, risks of implied agency, then disruption of continuity, and non-transferability of interests. These are the drawbacks of partnership firm. Now you have to discuss one by one. Number one, unlimited liability. As we have discussed, the liability of the partners are unlimited. If the business property are insufficient to meet the outside liability, the partners must be utilized their private property for settlement of the business debts. Number two, possibility of conflicts among partners. There is a very high possibility of conflict among the partners. This is due to human nature. Thus, when the business is a partnership firm does not exceeding well, every partner try to take credit for the results. In case of business does very poor, blame game to starts among partners. Both are undesirable for the firm. Delay in decision making. Though the quality of decision in partnership tends to be high because of a mutual consultation among the partners, it leads to delay in decision making. Sometimes even a significant decision may not be made as a decision making is based on the consensus of all the partners and not just on similar majority. Now come to risks of implied agency. There is a mutual agency relationship among partners. Thus, what a partner does in the course of the business affairs is binding in other partners. As a result, one man may spoil everyone. Next, your disruption of continuity. There is a high possibility of discontinuity of partnership as death, insolvent or insanity of any partner may lead to end of the partnership firm. Last but not least, that is your non-transferability of interests. A partner cannot transfer his interest to another without the consent of all the partners. This discourages people for investing in partnership firm. And last also one point more you can add, that is your less public confidence. A partnership firm enjoy the public confidence because of lack of legal restrictions on the formation and operation of the firm. Thus people do not know about what happening inside and do not develop confidence in the firm. That is about today. And next period we have to discuss the types of partnership firm and the differentiation between sole trading and partnership firm, and also we have to discuss joint Hindu family business and the meaning of joint Hindu family business and its merits and demerits. Thank you. Have a nice day.